Hi, Matt. It's so nice to have you on the show today. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. A little bit coffee, a little bit sneezy. As you know, it's very
Yeah,
cold here, and it's cold season.
yeah, I tell you, sorry. Okay, you see, Matt, yeah, I am quite excited to have you on the show today for some reasons, alright? Firstly, my interest in knowledge seeking. I believe in order for one to transition from a terrible situation to that of a beautiful one, Matt, I believe it takes the application of knowledge, you see, quality information. And you see, ever since I discovered that light in the Hebrew means knowledge, and darkness means ignorance. I've been so keen to knowledge seeking. Why? Because I do not want to remain in the dark. So that's going to make our conversation today very, very, very important to me and even to the listeners. But you see, before I get to the listeners, all right, I want to thank you, Matt, for two things. And I do this all the time to all of my guests. So, firstly, Matt, I want to say thank you for investing in yourself. You see, you are
Yeah,
on this platform right now. Yeah, man. You are on this platform right now because you invested in yourself. And oftentimes, I love to make reference to the amazing mango tree. You see, Matt, some months back, all right, I was on a particular road. And just by the roadside, there was this tall, unattractive mango tree. And I use the word unattractive because the mango tree's got no mangoes on it and the leaves were all dry. I just walked past it. But you see, Matt, just recently I was on that same road. And this time around, a lot's changed about the tree. The tree caught my attention pretty good from a distance. And immediately I got the urge to move so close to the tree, of which I did, and it wowed me. Because now the mango tree's got a lot of mangoes on it. Beautiful green leaves and healthy branches. You see, not just mangoes, but ripe mangoes. So it was a beautiful moment that day. I was so excited. Now my point is the fact that you dedicated your time, energy, and resources to becoming the amazing person that you are today. That alone has made it really impossible for me to skip you. And that's why you see you got the request from me to be on the show. Because I was attracted to the fruit of what you're doing, your work, your philosophies, your insight, and the impact it is having. It's amazing. So I want to say thank you for investing in yourself. And secondly, Matt, thank you for saying yes to the invite. Because if you had said nope, there was nothing I could do about it. Thank you so very much. So,
yeah. No, I'm happy to be here.
yeah, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. And back to the listeners, you see, I believe our conversation is going to be insightful and impactful because the listeners they trust me for quality and eye-opening information of which I'm so convinced that we're gonna get it. I tell you, our conversation is gonna be insightful and impactful. So for that reason, Matt, let's get started with your introduction. Talk to us about your personal or professional journey. We are just so curious right now. We want to know how Matt got here. Then afterwards, I've gotten some really beautiful questions for you. Okay, Matt, over to you.
Yeah. So as you've introduced me, my name is Matt. I run a digital marketing agency called Hey Tony, and I kind of got here by accident, if that makes any sense at all. I did go to school for advertising, and I did really like the SEO side of things, showing up higher on Google, and I ended up working at some big firms. Really didn't like it all that much. Quit the industry completely. Went to work in film, driving trucks around, all that kind of stuff. And really, I just always had a client or two on the side, right? So I always had a client or two on the side. And eventually, people just started to know me for Matt can do your digital marketing for you. And I had too many clients to work on myself. And I was like, I need help. So I hired somebody, and then I hired another person, and then another person, and I accidentally started my business.
Amazing. And you see, folks
Yeah.
like you are really, really important in the business world because many of the CEOs and business owners, boy, we don't even know how to go about this marketing stuff. You see. Okay, so let's pick the first question from Google. You mentioned while you were talking, and you see, I don't know, but is it possible to rank number one on Google without spending any money? Is that possible?
It is possible. It just depends on what you want to rank for. So I always say SEO it's free to do. There are tools that you can use and that we do use, but if you have a good sense, you can do all of this stuff for free. You don't need any of the tools. It just takes time. That's it. Time and your knowledge. And at the end of the day, what SEO basically is sharing your knowledge, getting it from your brain onto the screen. So whether that's written form or video form, that all contributes to SEO, and you are helping other people with the information that you have in your head.
Wow, I got that. Okay, so what is the secret to digital growth in 2025?
Sorry, you broke up there.
Yeah, I said, what is the secret to digital growth in 2025? You got it?
The secret to digital growth in 2025, I would say, is to be authentic, to be helpful, and to be genuine, right? Just show up as you are. Don't try to trick people, try to help people. And that's basically it. And you could do that on a variety of platforms. The more platforms that you are on and that you can maintain, the more results you will see over time. But I always say, if you're not on any platforms, if you're not doing anything, start with one and then slowly add other ones in.
Start with one and then slowly add other ones in. I got that.
Yeah. So for example, if you are, say you want to post on social media, you could start with Instagram or you could start with TikTok. And you don't necessarily need to post on all the other platforms, YouTube or Snapchat or Pinterest or anything like that. You can just post on Instagram or you can just post on TikTok. And when you feel comfortable, when you have more time, when you get better at it, you can start posting the same content or similar content on all the different platforms.
That's one of the things that I do. Yeah, I tell you. Okay, so let's get personal a bit. So, how did you grow from 0 to 250,000 followers?
So I had read 2 books, and this happened. I started posting in early 2023, so in January 2023. I read 2 books. One was called The One Thing, and it's basically what is one thing you can do every single day to hit your 1 year, 5 year, or 10-year goal. And at the same time, I was reading another book called Jab, 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 Right Hook by Gary Vee. And I figured, I was like, one thing that I can do every single day to achieve my goal, which my goal was to no longer be a referral business. I wanted people contacting me. One thing I could do every single day was post on social media, post a video on social media and show up. And I committed to doing it for a year. And I committed to doing it for a year, and I wasn't sure if it was going to work or not, but my goal was, I'm going to prove these guys right that it does work, or I'm going to prove them wrong. And if I prove them wrong, I can say, I went through all the process. This thing doesn't work. It's a shot in the dark. But that's basically it. So I posted a video every single day. And I think 3 or 4 months in, I started posting 3 videos a day, and I just got better at making content that people wanted to see. Not that I have the best content out there. There's a lot of better stuff, but I got really good at making content that people wanted to see. And I'm still, the algorithm changes, all that kind of stuff. So I'm still testing things, figuring stuff out, trying to grow. But it's literally just showing up every single day and trying to get 1% better every single time you post. That's it.
Beautiful. And that's very, very motivating, you see, because that journey is not quite easy at times. Folks might get discouraged. You post content today and you say, just keep doing it. And what you just shared now is very, very inspiring. Thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, how can small businesses, don't worry, we have just 2 questions to go, all right?
It's all good.
How can small businesses use free tools like social media and Google to compete with big brands?
Well, the thing that is getting more and more apparent in the last couple of years, and especially in 2025, is that people want to work with and buy from other people. They don't necessarily want to buy from big brands, especially when it comes to social media, like supporting local creators, whether it's local to you or local to your country. There's a big movement towards that, and people want to trust a person, right? You can't really have that much trust in, like a Walmart or like a big brand like that. So you can easily compete with them on social media, at least. And then when it comes to SEO, so ranking higher on Google, the way that you compete with these big brands is all these big brands are going after the keywords that are the highest volume, right? These are the keywords that most people are using, but a small business can go after keywords that the big businesses, these big brands, are ignoring because there's not that much volume there. And then slowly over time, that will allow you to get more traffic to your website, gain more trust with Google, write better content, and then eventually rank higher on Google for those harder to rank for keywords.
Wow. Okay, I've got another question. All right. So how then can folks know keywords that's got this high volume or low volume? Are there some tools or something that could help?
Yeah. So I use a tool called SEMrush. It's not cheap. I would say it's probably one of the most expensive tools out there when it comes to SEO, but it makes sense for me to use because I run an agency. We have a lot of clients, so it's not that expensive for us in that regard. For a solopreneur or somebody running their own business doing this themselves, it's probably too expensive of a tool. I think it's like $150 a month. You don't necessarily need to pay that. There are tools like Ubersuggest, which is, I think it's $100 for lifetime, and it'll tell you all the keywords, the search volumes, which ones are hard or easier to rank for. But at the end of the day, if you're trying to rank for a keyword that's very broad, those ones are always going to be harder. If you are just answering questions that your potential clients or customers have, then one, you're creating helpful content. And two, the big brands aren't going after those, right? So those ones are going to be easier to rank for. And there's a really great tool called Answer the Public that you type in your industry or niche or topic, and it'll give you a bunch of questions that people are asking about that topic. That tool is free to use. I think you can do it up to 3 times per day. It's free. But then if you go on Google and, type in a question or whatever it might be, you will see a bunch of questions people also ask. Those are all questions that you can answer in the form of a blog post on your website.
Okay, I see why you're so good at what you do. That's very, very insightful. Thank you for sharing that, man. Okay, so we have just
No
one more to
problem.
go. All right. So, can
Yeah.
you share a story where simplifying a strategy completely transformed a client's result? You've got any?
So, sorry, simplifying a strategy
Yeah,
completely transform the
completely.
results?
That's right, a client's results.
I'm trying to think. Simplifying is like simplifying the strategy or a simple strategy?
Yeah, executing a simple strategy and it just changed the whole thing.
Okay. So we have a client who, I won't say what industry they're in, but they do deliveries to or they deliver their product to a bunch of areas around them, a bunch of small cities, a bunch of towns. And what we did is we went through and we created pages for each of the places that they deliver to. So we call those location pages. And with those location pages, the goal is to rank for that service in that small town or in that city or in that, part of the city, in that neighborhood. And we were able to take them from, I think, $300,000 in revenue per year to over 600,000 just by creating those pages and optimizing the site. Yeah. So the last thing I'll leave everybody with here is the real secret to any growth is consistency and persistence, right? You need to be patient. The results aren't going to come right away. It doesn't matter if you're doing SEO or social media or you're paying for advertising. The results are going to take long to come, and you will get better as you go. So have the patience, have persistence, and make sure that you show up consistently for yourself and for your business, for your brand. Now, having said that, I don't know why I'm saying having said that. If you want to follow me or learn more, you can go to heytony.ca. That's my website. There's a ton of blog posts on there, or you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all that kind of stuff. You could just look up Matt Diamante. I'm sure it'll be in the show notes. But my handle is usually heytony.agency or heytony agency or heytony advertising, depending on what I could get on the platforms. Awesome. Amazing. Thank you.